Hello, thanks for downloading the podcast from historychappy.com. Today we've got a group of Year 7 students debating who should have become king in 1066. We've got three candidates. They are Harold Godwineson, Harald Hardrada and William of Normandy. I'm going to ask yourselves to state the person you're representing and some reasons why they should become king, if you may. Away you go.
We are supporting Harold Godwinson. No. William of Normandy. We believe that he should become king because he aided Edward to become king, and he was in rule of Normandy since he was 7, so he had had lots of experience. He was also less bloodthirsty than Harald Hardrada and was respected in England.
Thank you very much indeed. Very, very clearly and concisely put. Who are you representing today and why should they become king?
We're also representing William of Normandy. We think so because he isn't so bloodthirsty. So as past kings have done, he won't start killing his people. And we think that his story about being promised is quite true because the others didn't have backup to their story.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay, then let's hear from our next candidates. Who are you representing and why should they become king?
I'm representing Harold Godwinson. I represent Harold Godwinson because Harald Hardrada is really... I don't think he should be king because he's really bloodthirsty and cruel. He might ruin England and the people. He might kill them for fun.
Thank you very much indeed. Anything else to add?
We think it should be Harold Godwinson because he was brother-in-law to King Edward, and he seems like he would be good for the townspeople in England because he doesn't seem as bloodthirsty and wicked as the others.
Thank you very much indeed. Who are you representing? Why should they become king?
We're representing Harald Hardrada, and we think that he should become king because he was bloodthirsty and he was really confident to protect his country. But just because he's a strong leader doesn't mean that he's unreasonable or unkind to his people. This actually shows that he's the nicest of them all because he'll support the people. And in 1066 and in those times, there were it was a lot of battling. It was almost all about battle, and that's how you'd win land and you'd rule and everything. So that's why Harold Hardrada would become a really good king.
Thank you very much indeed. Who are you representing? Why should they become king?
We're also representing Harold Hardrada. We think he should become king because he's already been a king. He was king of Norway, so he has experience. He is also strong and has a lot of power. He could and probably will fight for England. He claims that he was friends with King Edward and honoured him, and he was told by King Edward that he could be king.
Thank you very much indeed. Very clearly and concisely put. Who should become king and why?
We also think that it should be Harald Hardrada because Harold, he was confident and he would protect his people, and he was king before, so he had experience. And also in his family tree, he was the ancestor of King Canute, who was the king before Edward the Confessor.
Very clear and concisely put. Anything to add?
Well, he is the most feared warrior in Europe.
That's excellently put. Superb. Who are you representing and why should they become king, please, very quickly?
Harold Godwinson. He was related to Edward the Confessor. His family was the most powerful in England. He was promised the throne by Edward the Confessor, and he was English.
Love that. Thank you very much indeed. Who are you representing? Why should they be king?
We're representing William of Normandy, and we believe that William should be king because he has a good personality, unlike Harold Hardrada. And he has been known to Harold has been known to be bloodthirsty, ruthless, and he enjoys seeing his enemies suffer. And I don't think anyone would want a ruler, anyone who want their country to be ruled by someone as terrible as him.
Very, very well put. Superb. Let's have our final point then. Who should become king and why? Very quickly.
We think that Harold Godwinson should become king because William the Duke of Normandy shouldn't because he is illiterate. And Harold Hardrada also shouldn't because he jumps into battle without thinking about anything.
Thank you so much. Okay then, I'm going to say a name. If you think that person should become king, just shout, yay! Harold Godwinson.
Yay!
William Duke of Normandy.
Way!
Harold Hardrada.
Yeah!
Okay then, that's what the class think. You can have your vote, you can tweet us and let us know what you think and who made the strongest argument. Thank you for downloading the podcast and goodbye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for downloading this short podcast from historychappy.com. We've got a group of really hard-working Year 7s that have been debating the year 1066 and who should have become king after Edward the Confessor died. We're going to start with our team who are representing
Harold Godwineson.
They're going to tell us some reasons why he was the best man to be king and maybe some reasons why the other guys weren't so good. So Harold Godwinson, what's the main reasons he should have been king after Edward the Confessor? Let's go.
So, Harold Godwinson should be king because his sister was married to King Edward.
He's British and no one would have anything against him, and it was apparently King Edward's will that he became king.
Love that. Why was he better than one other person?
Because he's British and no one else. He was the only British person out of everyone else.
And William of Normandy was French, and Harald Hardrada was a Viking.
Good stuff. So neither was British. Thank you very much indeed. We've got more support for this wonderful king of Mr. Godwinson. Why should he have been king then? Let's go.
He's brave and he's very respected. He has a very good link with the king because his sister was married to King Edward, and he's an Englishman, and he was also promised a land. And the monks are very wise, and they told that Harold should be king. So,
thank you very much indeed. Any other reasons, or any reasons why the other guys should not be king?
They shouldn't be king because Harold Godwinson was doing it for the sake of his country, not for personal benefit because he was English, and the others were doing it for their own benefit. This is proven because Harald Hardrada invaded England once, and he only wanted to rule England for power. And he had no links to the king and was never mentioned by King Edward.
Superb. Thank you very much indeed. Any more reasons why Mr. Godwinson should be king?
Harold Godwinson was one of the most powerful people in England. He was the brother-in-law of King Edward. Harold's family has ruled Wessex for years, and now he should.
Great point so far. The ruler of Wessex, so he's used to being in power. That's a great characteristic to have if you want to be a king. Completely agree. Anything else?
The Duke of Normandy shouldn't be king because he skinned 30 people alive, and I don't think many people would like him.
And he's French.
Good stuff. So he's not from England, and he's a bit of a murderer. He skinned 30 people alive for criticising his mother and his mother's family. So not a good reason. Any further things you'd like to add as to why Godwinson should be king?
He was promised at his deathbed that he would be king. So it's not like King Edward would have said in a week or two that you're not gonna be king anymore, like he could have done to the others. It's his final chance.
Nice one. Any other reasons you'd like to add? If not, not a problem?
No.
No problem. Okay, we're now going to ask those candidates who are supporting the claim of the Duke of Normandy or William of Normandy. Can I see some hands? Wave to me if you'd like to speak. Thank you very much indeed. We'll start down here, then we'll work our way down. Excellent. Why should William, Duke of Normandy, be king then?
well, he ruled since he was 7, so that means he was really experienced.
Fantastic. So he's got lots of experience. He's been ruling since he was younger than a junior school child. So he's got great experience. Thank you. Any other reasons why he should be king or others should not be? No problem at all. Anything else you'd like to add about William, Duke of Normandy?
He was fierce, loyal, and taught discipline to the people. He would skin anyone that came in his way or insulted him.
Excellent. Wow, so he's a tough cookie. Any reasons why he's better than anyone else?
Why would you want a stupid Viking sitting on a throne who isn't even English? At least France is closer than Norway. Edward might have promised Harold Hardrada, but he was the first one, so he probably forgot anyways.
I like that we've brought geography into it. Yes, technically France is closer than Normandy. Anything you'd like to add? No problem at all. We've got some other candidates that would like to support the claim of William, the Duke of Normandy. What would make him a good king in 1066? Let's hear from you.
Well, as everybody knows, he skins people, so he might get more respect, as they might be a bit scared of him, and no one would dare to break any laws. And it's even a fact that when King Edward needed help, that time Normandy was the one who helped them, not any of the other two. And he was even promised by King Edward to become king.
Anything else to add, sir? Great argument so far. It's sounding very strong from William the Duke of Normandy. Anything else?
King Edward loved William like a brother or a son. And Edward already decided that William should be the king after him. And even Harold promised to support William's claim of the English crown.
One final point. Let's hear from you.
And I think Harold Godwinson should not be king because him and his father were banished from England, and he has no experience of being king as he has never been a king before. Yeah. And Harald Hardrada had no major links with King Edward, and he was a Viking.
Superb, goodness me. It's sounding very, very promising for William, Duke of Normandy. Is there anything else to add from those that are supporting William, the Duke of Normandy? If not, we're going to move on to Mr. Hardrada to hear what his campaigners have to say. Where are the Hardradas amongst us that would like to speak? We'll start here. We'll go 1, 2, 3. All right, let's hear from you. Away you go. Why should he be king?
Hardrada is a feared and noble leader. The others are cowards and have no experience in fighting. He's an experienced fighter. And if anyone dares to attack England, he'll defend it well, rather than the other two. And Harold Godwinson was banished for a reason. That clearly shows that Harold was a betrayer. And the English and French they're not really close together, are they?
Good point. Would you like to add anything? No problem at all. Let's come down to our colleagues who are also supporting Mr. Hardrada. We'll go 1, 2. Let's hear it from yourselves. Why should he be king, or what would make him a good king better than the others?
Well, he was the most feared warrior in all of Europe, which made him really strong. And he had one of the strongest armies in England. He was also very powerful. Many people supported him, and his nickname was the Ruthless, which proves he was a really strong leader. And the other rulers, like the ruler of Normandy, he shouldn't really be the king because he's not even English. He's not even from England.
And Harold Godwinson argued a lot with the King Edward, and he and his son were banished from England for a year.
Thank you so much indeed. Really strong arguments showcased in support of your candidate, Mr. Hardrada. Okay, let's hear some more reasons to support his claim or do down the claim of others. Let's hear it.
If Harold Hardrada was king, England would have the Normans as their allies, and that would be really good because they're really strong.
Thank you so much indeed. Final phrasing?
He was very strong, ruthless, so the people of England would respect him, and he was claimed to be promised to be the king of England. And England would have a very strong ally, so they would win most battles. And William of Normandy is French, and England didn't like France, but they liked Norway instead. And Harold Godwinson got banned from England, so he shouldn't be king, nor should William, but Hardrada should.
Wow, my goodness me. Class has made some outstanding arguments to suggest that their chap should be king. We're going to ask the class now what they think. If you think William the Duke of Normandy should be king, let's hear it from you.
Yes.
Okay. The noisometer said 8.2, that's good. If you think Mr. Harold Godwinson, the good old Englishman, should be king, make some noise. The noisometer says 8.25. Okay, that sounds good. And finally, Mr. Hardrada, do you think he should be king? Make some noise. Okay then, thank you. The noisometer said 8.3. So we think Hardrada should be, but we want to hear what the Twitterverse and the YouTubeverse thinks. So if you'd like to share some comments with my wonderful students, let us know who you think should be king and what you thought of their arguments, which I thought were fantastic. So thank you for downloading this short podcast. We really appreciate it. You can grab it from historychappy.com. Have a great day. Goodbye.